Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be working in Onshape, looking at all of the constraint tools. So right now I'm showing you my document view, and we're going to be working on our activity 1.3.3, geometric constraints. I'll show you that now. Stepping down through this assignment and ultimately using this file or this sketch, ours is gonna look slightly different. This is an inventor view, and we are adapting it to Onshape. And we're using this to make this. So I have included the answer key here for you. All right, so we need to take this and use these different geometric constraints to kind of correct our puzzle. So let's go back into Onshape. I have already created one called Constraint Practice Video. All right, so I'm going to re-enter sketch one because all I did was create a sketch. Re-enter sketch one, and I'm looking down on the front. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see around everything. I'll move this panel over here to the side because we're not going to need it for now. All right, and we're fixing all of these. So these 12 little snippets of drawings using the commands right here from our assignment. So the first one says make perpendicular. So make these two lines perpendicular. All right, and we can see from ours they're definitely not perpendicular, but that's easy. It's not something that we're trying to manipulate these the sides or anything until we get the little right angle. There's constraints, and they're right up here. So we can slide on down through, and we got this one right here, perpendicular. Constrain two lines to be at right angles of each other. Right, so here and here, I've selected those two, and I want to make them perpendicular. Boom. You can see now that they're constrained. When I hover over them, the little constraint pops up. They're perpendicular. Right, so we're just working down through this assignment. Make all three lines parallel to one another. Alright, so of course there's a tool in here, parallel. Constrain two or more lines parallel. Pre-select the sketch entity, select the parallel constraint tool. So select these guys and parallel. Alright, so there we go. You put that one on top of that one, but even when I move it out there, they're still all parallel. When you see it, the little parallel symbol starts to pop up. Alright, so that's perfect. So now what we got? Dimension number 3 to a 2-inch diameter, and then fix circles 1 and 2. Fix circles 1 and 2. So put them in, lock them in place, and make 3 tangent to 1 and 2. All right, so a little bit more. So I don't have these guys well labeled, but I'm going to say this one is number 3. So I'm going to pull up my dimensioning tool. Dimension, pull out a dimension over here, and it said make it 2 inches. Oh my goodness, it made the whole drawing 2 inches. It increased everything. I don't know why Onshape sometimes does that. Alright, let's try that again. 2 inches. And everything is 2 inches. Control V. Alright, well, let's see. I'm just going to delete this guy. And I'm going to draw a new circle. And if you have to do this on yours the same, that's fine. Change that to 2. Alright, and there we go. It's the only one that changed. That's more what I'm looking for. Alright, so I'm going to drag him out of the way a little bit. And these are circles 1 and 2. So let's fix them. Right down here is our fix command. Constrain the selected sketch geometry so it cannot move. Right, so I'm going to click here. I'll click on the outside, click on this one. I'll click on the whole thing, and we will fix it. So those are locked. See, now they actually turn black because they can't move from that point in space at all. And now I wanted to use my tangent command right here. Tangent, constrain 2 curves to be tangent. Select the sketch entities, select the tangent constraint tool. Right, so I'm going to do one at a time. And I'm going to make those tangent. See, it moves to that, and I'm going to do this one as well. Make them tangent, and it just kind of rotates along so that our large circle is only touching each one of these circles at one point. That's what tangent is. All right, so our next command, make circle tangent to both lines. All right, so circle, line, line, and it keeps the one I just used, but just in case I can drop down, you can also hit T on your keyboard to pull up your tangent command. But tangent snaps them to it. All right, everything's tangent to each other. All right, going on down here. Fix point C, so that's going to be our circle, and make endpoints of A and B coincide with point C. Or coincident with point C, right? My bad. So I'm going to hit point C there and fix. Lock it in. I'm going to lock in the whole circle actually. And let's fix that. All right, so that makes it black, makes it fully constrained. It can't move. All right, so now I want to take this point to that point, make them coincide. Perfect. It keeps the line at the same slope, just fine. Boom, boom. All right, and you can always check yourself back here to see that you're looking somewhat like the answer key. We're going to be a little off because I had to draw this in tone shape. All right, so these are all concentric circles. All right, so let's do circle, circle, circle. Pull down our toolbar, concentric, right there. Look at that, bullseye. Exactly what I'm looking for. What's next? Make lines collinear. All right, so collinear is not a tool. It's not a tool that Onshape has, but we can get around that. So first, we want to make them parallel. So you see they don't have a collinear tool. So let's make them parallel. Perfect. And then if we make the two endpoints coincident, select both of those. Sometimes it shortens the line and it shortens the line, but see they're one long line now, right? So collinear, they're one long line. They exist on the same line, collinear. Make lines horizontal. All right, that's easy enough. Grab these two guys. Horizontal command, or you can hit H on your keyboard. Constrain one or more lines or sets of points to be horizontal. Perfect. All right, I can even space them out a little bit if I need to. All right, so let's see what we're doing down here. Bottom left picture, make lines vertical. Boom, boom, boom. Our constraint tools, vertical, or V. Perfect. All right, it looks like it shifted my triangle, but that's all right. Make an equilateral triangle. All right, that's a triangle where all of the sides are equal to each other. All right, so that's easy enough. Let's see if I can do it with all three of them at once. Equal. Equilateral triangle. All sides are equal, and that means that all these angles are 60 degrees. Let's see what our next command is. Make the circles the same size. So I would bet we need our equal constraint again. There's nothing else in here that makes them the same size. We could dimension them to the same size, of course, and we already know how to do that. But if we want to use a constraint so that they always stay the same size with each other, we can use our equal command, right? Both of them are the same size. And now, line up the centers of the circles on the same horizontal plane. So I want these center points right here. Right, and I'm going to make them horizontal. Perfect. They're all perfectly in line. All right, so that's what we're doing, working on our constraints, learning all of those different tools. That will allow us to lock our drawings into place, lock our sketches into place. So when we go to extrude them or give them 3D features, they don't shift on us. All right, thank you for joining.